Hello y'all on YouTube, this is Rob from Rob's Nerdy Knives. Today I have a very interesting review impressions that I'd like to do of this wonderful little knife that I came across. This is the Enrique Pena and Javi Garcia collab. It is called the Alacran. Really cool little knife. This has beautiful titanium scales with a little bit of I don't know if you want to call it marbled or I don't know. I don't know what they call this, but it's carbon fiber, just beautiful. Gives it a pseudo bolster kind of up here because of the frame lock. It gets covered up here a little bit. Beautiful mill titanium clip. You can see that gorgeous mill titanium clip. Hidden hardware. You don't see it on this side, just that. The pivot screw, and over here you see two screws, which holds the back spacer, a titanium back spacer. I love the sandblasted feel of this. It's a little darker, so it has a kind of a Chris Reeve, Arno Bernard feel to it. Really high quality. Now, what you're going to find about this one is that it's not as small as all of the other ones. I have a Trapper, and I also have this little Mula, and the Mula is a great knife. Love this little knife. A lot of fun. Little 3-inch blade, maybe 3¼ inch blade. This here is Indama steel with red fat carbon. One of my favorites. I love the fact that it's also a front flipper. All that. Just beautiful action on this knife, right? Well, this right here has some of the similarities. It's definitely a front flipper, but notice the I guess the contouring here leading up to the thumb stud. I have found this to be absolutely phenomenal. You put your finger in it and you ride that channel, it's perfect deployment. Likewise for the reverse flick right here, perfect deployment. And then for the top flipper works really great. Now, here's the wonderful thing. The action on this thing is beautiful. Just drop shuts came like that right out of the blade. Now notice this blade is a little bit different shape than what you'll see, like for instance on the Mueller. That's I think more of a sheep's foot kind of a thing there. This is, I don't know what you want to call this. It almost has a slight Tonto spear point, drop point sort of, hybrid, modified version. It's just a very unique blade shape. I really like this. It just a slight hint of, I would call Tonto, maybe spear point, maybe drop. I don't know. I love this with the up here the flat grind going all the way down to a very thin edge, and it's a really nice edge and super sharp blade. M390 blade steel. This is the X Pena series, but over here you'll see the Javi Garcia little emblem on here, and then you see the M390. So that's really nice. You have a swedge on top, obviously, which helps with the cutting. Beautiful, strong tip here. Comes to a thin tip, but it's a very strong tip. Very sharp edge. Really like that. Just so many benefits. It has some weight to it, and when you deploy it, you'll notice that there's no milling going on the inside of the blade. So not any weight loss on this one necessarily. But it makes this knife feel very solid. I have medium to medium large hands. You notice I have plenty of room here. Definitely a lot more room, and you can certainly choke up here. You've got the little jimping here. It's nice and flat up here, so you can still grab. The jimping is really only more for this sort of grip, right? Not necessarily for a choked up grip. But you can choke up, and this finger fits well into this little channel. So, you're not going to slide, and it's going to hold it pretty well. But it does get a little close here, so got to be careful. I definitely recommend caution, but definitely a wonderful blade. But I really love the action on this. It just closed really nice, and this channel right here with the Volcano kind of a thumb studs works really nicely. Just deploys very solidly. It's almost like you have to try, but if I just follow it, if I just follow that, it's going to deploy just almost every time. Works really nicely. Just like if I go here, really nice. And the wonderful thing is, left-handed reverse flick works really great. Front flip works really great. And front thumb stud, and then front flip works really wonderful. This is a great little knife. I really have enjoyed this knife. I had to put it down because I was having way too much fun, and I wasn't going to get a chance to check out some of the other knives, but I really wanted to do that. As I said, it does have a back spacer. It has a little stop pin right there. You can see this beautiful milled clip. Really like that. It's nice and rounded. Doesn't dig into your hands. Very comfortable on the grip. If you do the squeeze test down here and hold it tight, it doesn't dig in at all. Still gives you a beautiful grip, and it fits really well into your pocket. Very, very nice. I really do enjoy that. And well, let's take a quicker look real quick before we do some measurements. But so you can see that beautiful carbon fiber and the beautiful knife part there. And then right back here, you can see the beautiful deep carry pocket clip and carbon fiber. The blade up here, thumb studs. And then we'll deploy it. You can get a nice close look at this blade. Just really gorgeous blade. I like that a lot. And then you can see it from this side over here. It does come to a nice thin edge. You can see that right here. I don't know if we can get that up kind of close here. Definitely really nice. So wonderful, wonderful, wonderful knife. Let's go ahead and do some measurements. All right, so we're zeroed out. Oh, that's grams. Yeah, we don't want that. I don't know how to change the units on there. Sorry about that. All right, let's go to ounces. Yeah, 4.52 ounces. So it is definitely has some weight to it, but it's a nice solid knife. Now, if you're into super light knives, this may not be for you. As you can tell, it's a little dirty because I do carry my knives. I don't apologize for that. Every knife I carry, every knife I own, I carry, unless it's my dad's Safe Queen that he bought before World War II, and that's the one exception. But every other knife I will carry, or it's been a knife that I've carried in my life. So there's the weight. So let's go ahead and get some measurements on the blade, and I'll go ahead and put that up here with the board so you can see. So we are looking at a blade that is about, if you go from the tip all the way to the handle, we're about 3.5 inches. If we talk about cutting edge, we are probably a good 3.25 to maybe 3 7/8. Overall length of the knife is going to be just under 8 inches. Yeah, I mean, literally, I don't know. I mean, if you look at the tip to there, it is right at 8 inches. I mean, I don't know. I would call it maybe 8 inches, maybe a hair shy of 8 inches. The handle itself, where you definitely get the grip, it's about 4 inches, definitely a good full 4 inches. Even with the choke up position, you have now about 4.5 inches, so definitely lots of room. The chamfered edging here makes this almost feel contoured and very comfortable in hand. I really, really do like that. Let's go ahead and take a look at the blade stock here. So the blade stock is 0.14. So it's 140th of an inch. So 0.14 inches. So that's a pretty thick blade. I mean, here at the very top. I mean, it does thin down here quite a bit, and especially on this beautiful kind of a tip here. I really do like that. You can definitely see the satin finish on here, and it's done perpendicular to this, belt satin sharpening, I guess you can say, and swedge. And here it's, parallel, perpendicular to that, so that's nice. Again, the detent is just fantastic. There's very few knives that I don't tune a detent, and in this case, I mean, the detent is going to be nice and firm for anybody who likes a good strong detent, but for me it works just really wonderfully. And what helps is there is some cutout here, especially where you fit your head in here and you disengage the frame lock, and it's it's fairly it's very strongly engaged. It's got a good 30, 35, 40% there, as you can see, 30, 35, 40%. But it disengages very nicely, and then the action is just wonderful. It just really drops beautifully. I love that. And that front flipper works just fantastic. All right. Talking about the knife overall, I really like this. Highly recommended. This is going to be one of my nicer, highly recommended knives. Really, really do enjoy that. This has quickly become one of my favorite, if not, it is probably my favorite X Series Enrique Pena knife. I love this collab between Enrique Pena and Javi Garcia. I believe Javi Garcia was either apprentice of Enrique Pena or just someone that they worked together. I've seen that he's done some other slip joints, but I really like this knife. Just a gorgeous knife. I can only imagine what this would be like as a custom build. So, what else can I say about this knife? It is caged. Ceramic ball bearings, works really wonderfully. Beautifully centered blade. Have had no issues with any sort of drifting on that. definitely stayed center. Leather strop the edge, and it just retains a beautiful sharp edge. It definitely can shave your arms with this wonderful, wonderful sharpened or sharp edge here. It's just really nice. M390 steel, which is a great steel. Always nice to see that. What else? Put a little oil in there and everything just worked really wonderfully. I think that's, I know some people are not into oils and some people do. I like oils and they make my knives work well, and I always think a little bit of oil in a knife helps to keep it lubricated and keep it from rusting. I do that with any sort of tools that I have that I use. Oils are always a friend of those tools to preserve them and keep them working well. What else? I'm going to recommend this, and I'm going to say that this is one of those knives that I have started to enjoy more and more the more I use it. Just really wonderful. Especially the way I can deploy these thumb studs. There are knives that the thumb studs work well, but then there's some knives where the thumb studs just, I don't know, it's exceptional. I can think of, I have a knife that's no longer being made. This is this Bade Modern Design Stunner. This is one of my favorite knives. I've had people try to buy it from me because they don't make it anymore, but just really a beautiful knife. It just works and deploys so well, but this is one of those thumb studs that just works perfectly. You fit right in here, it just deploys perfectly like that. I love that about thumb studs. I mean, I can also think of the CJRB Pirate. Here's my limited edition. This is the titanium one with the S35VN steel, but even the budget version, the thumb studs are just perfectly placed for deployment. People who can't even flick thumb studs normally, they get a hold of this knife. I tell them, just put your finger there, just right it to the side, and you will successfully deploy it every time. Wonderful thumb studs can really make a knife, and the front flipper also working so wonderfully just makes this just a great fidgety, fun, useful, strong, very durable knife. It's something I think I'm going to really enjoy using quite a bit, so I highly recommend that. Let's take some quick close-ups here of the knife. You can definitely see the beautiful carbon fiber. I think we did that already, but we'll just do it one more time. Now that we've talked a little bit about beautiful centering here, you can see the back here. Just works really great. Wonderful, wonderful knife. So that's going to be it for this review. I just really like this knife. I think it's going to definitely pop up in more videos in the future because of how much I'm enjoying it. If you have any questions about the knife or my reviews, impressions, please feel free to leave some comments down below. I'd love to hear from you. I'd love to hear about new ideas and new things you might want to see or hear about. I'm always learning and growing in this channel. Also, I will say that if you like my videos, would you consider subscribing and hitting the like button? I sure would appreciate that. That helps me to know that my content is of value and helps me to keep producing more. Also, if you like this content and you want to be notified about upcoming content, hit that notification button. And maybe check me out over on Instagram at robs_nerdy_knives. That's robs_nerdy_knives. Hey, thanks so much for watching today, and have a great day and a great week. Bye.